We made $934,000 with no marketing. And then VCs started to call. And so the fact that we raised money, that was an accident because we were just trying to do good work. I was a dietitian. What do I know about venture?
Behind every funding announcement is a founder whose journey, decisions, setbacks, and breakthroughs are rarely documented in a way that others can learn from. The First 200 is a media platform and founder network documenting entrepreneurs from distinct backgrounds who have raised more than $1 million in venture capital funding. Our inaugural cohort focuses on the first 200 Black women founders in the United States to raise more than $1 million in a single venture round. This episode of The First 200 is sponsored by The Folklore. The Folklore is a technology platform that helps fashion, beauty, home, and lifestyle brands sell better and market smarter. With just one click, brands can launch and sell products across leading retailers and marketplaces like Nordstrom, Macy's, Urban Outfitters, and Mathis Home. Our AI-powered tools help brands create better product images, videos, titles, and descriptions that improve visibility and drive more sales online. Start your free 7-day trial today at thefolklore.com. Today's guest is Vanessa Rissetto, a registered dietitian, nutritionist, and the co-founder and CEO of Culina Health, a virtual nutrition platform connecting patients with registered dietitians for personalized, science-based, and culturally affirming care. Vanessa has raised $10 million in venture capital to build the company, all while battling breast cancer. In this episode, Vanessa shares what it takes to make healthcare more accessible, inclusive, and culturally relevant, and how she raised $10 million in venture capital to scale Culina Health. Hi, Vanessa.
Hello.
Welcome to The First 200.
I love this. This is so great. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. I'm super excited to have you here.
Yeah.
I've actually never spoken to a registered dietitian.
Oh, well, we should change that. I mean, you're a vision of health, but please come talk to one of us because I think everyone should have at least 3 sessions every year.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I got into my dad about it because he has high blood pressure. Mm-hmm. And so I was telling him, I was like, you need to go see one, And I was like, but I actually haven't even seen one.
Yes. And it's covered by insurance. Dietary surveillance. That means you can just come in and have someone check over your 24-hour recall and just talk to you about the things you think about as it relates to food and lifestyle and behavior change.
Well, I'm excited to dig in today and get a little bit of free insight from you.
Yes. I mean, we'll just have you talk to me later and all about you. I love that.
Amazing. All right. So you are the co-founder and CEO of Culina Health.
Yep.
And it has raised $20 million. You have been Inc. 5000 company. Essence Magazine is you are the dietitian, all of the things, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm excited to dig in to learn about how you built it, what the problem was that you even discovered, the solutions, and then how you were able to become one of the first 200 Black women to raise over $1 million in venture capital.
Isn't that crazy?
Crazy.
I just want to say that my parents are from the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, Haiti. This is the first time they've been in the World Cup in 56 years. And I was like, can I get a ticket to Haiti versus Scotland? No one wants to go. $2,600. So as you know, I did not go, but Haiti won. Yes.
Shout to Haiti.
Shout out to my cousins. What's up? And I've raised this venture money and my parents are not impressed. They're like, yeah, but she's not a doctor. It's just every immigrant parent's dream. Yeah. But yeah, it's cool. It's just you saying that reminds me that it used to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Because we were just trying to solve a problem.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. And actually, Culina came to be because we were working at Mount Sinai. I was working at Mount Sinai. It's 2014. I was pregnant with my son. And a dietitian, Tanya Zuckerbrot, there was an article about her in the New York Times. And she was charging $10,000 for a package of sessions. And all of us at Mount Sinai were like, what the hell? First of all, what? We can charge this money? Who knew?
Yeah.
And then I started to think, this woman is only seeing the worried well, because who has...
The Upper East Side ladies.
Correct. Who have CGMs and high health literacy and probably are, PhDs, and they have 8 kids and they take their helicopters to the Hamptons and they don't work. So they're just thinking about how they can hack their DNA and live longer, right? Except you probably made a contract before you got here, so that's a different podcast that we can have.
Yeah.
So, and so I was like, this is nonsense. And so I just went and got on insurance panels. I was like, I'm going to get on insurance panels, and if people want to see me, they can. That was the start.
Yeah.
And then in 2019, in November of 2019, I went for a coffee with Tamar, my co-founder, and she was like, I have a private practice, and you see patients too. Do you want to do it together? And I was like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
And then COVID happened. And it was the first time that a telemedicine visit was being reimbursed at the same rate as an in-office visit. So with $5,000 in the bank and everybody working part-time, and Vanessa Rissetto did not take a salary for 2 years, but I promise she made sure everybody got paid. We made $934,000 with no marketing. And then VCs started to call. And so the fact that we raised money, that was an accident because we were just trying to do good work. I was a dietitian. What do I know about venture? And my parents are foreigners. My parents have advanced degrees, but my parents are like, no. You go to Catholic school, you go to church, then you go to Harvard, and then you become a doctor. I did not do those things. I went to Fordham. So, my dad also went there. So I don't know why anyone's, turning there. And it's a good school, but whatever. But, that was not like venture.
Yeah.
And then venture capital just kept calling. And I was like, this is so weird. So then someone taught me how to fundraise, and here we are.
And that's all it takes. Sometimes it's just like you're falling into it. And I was just mentioning that in my last interview. I'm like, my last interview, she was so like, okay, I'm going to start a company. I'm going to raise VC. I was like, most of us have just been like, okay.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, you think I can do this? Sure. I'm like, that's helpful because I'm tired of paying this payroll. So you mean you're going to put millions of dollars in my bank account and I just have to prove to you that I'm not spending it on drugs and women? Sure. Great. Here you go. Here are the logins. Do you, boo?
Yeah.
Yep.
And so before we even get there, how do you become a dietitian? Like, what was this impetus for you deciding to become a dietitian?
Because I didn't want to go to medical school because I didn't want to spend the time. In hindsight, I think I should have gone to medical school not because I don't enjoy being a dietitian, because I do, but because you have more respect, you can command more dollars, and you can help people in actionable ways in immediacy if you're like a surgeon, right? So that's sort of what I should have done. But I was like, oh, dietitians are, medicine adjacent, and I'm going to go do my internship in a hospital, and then I can work in a hospital and I can learn more about medicine. And that feels very exciting to me. And when I worked at Mount Sinai, that was really exciting. I was in the ICU. We didn't round if I wasn't there. I was doing transplant. I was doing GI. I was learning so much. I was going into surgeries. They were calling me being like, V, we have this new system. We want to pull out an OG tube and drop an NG tube. And I'm like, yes, coming down. Yeah, like we were doing medicine. Like I was like, oh, you nutrition? Like, I can tell you what to eat. That's like, I want to know like what is actually going wrong with you, which is why now people like do seek me out, because I spent so many hours as part of an interdisciplinary team that when people come to me and they're like, this isn't working. I'm like, what about this? What about this? What about this? And the food piece is the last piece.
Yeah.
And so actually only 50% of people who ever try to become registered dietitians actually become them. We take organic chemistry, biochemistry. We go along the same path as like a med student, an NP, nursing student, a PA, a PT, OT. We go down that same path, and then we all just do different internships or different schooling, like as we go to progress. So I have like deep science knowledge and I have a deep healthcare knowledge, and it was fun. I was like, oh, this is just a fun thing, and more people should have access to it. So let's go out and try. That was it.
And so, but the medicine in general was just, I have Haitian immigrant parents, and like, so that's just what it was? Or like, were you interested in science?
I really always liked science.
Okay, cool.
I loved science. I do love science. I like to know how things work and how everything fits together. And when I don't have the answer immediately, that feels fun, which is probably why I'm an entrepreneur. And I like to hear about people's businesses because I'm like, oh, wait, you should do it this way and maybe with this. And have you talked to this person? So that's the push.
I love giving unsolicited feedback.
Yes, me too. And then like, you could charge people. I'm like, that feels heavy. Like, are they going to want worksheets and like weekly meetings? Because I don't want to do that.
Yeah, no.
I just want to sprinkle. I want you to tell me about your business. And I'm like, this does not work because of this, and this. Try this. Bye. Call me.
Because then when you turn it into a business, it doesn't feel as fun.
It's not as fun.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Y'all, when you take VC dollars, you still have bosses. They're called your board.
Yeah.
They have lots to say.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I said I wanted to start my own company because I didn't like working for people.
And then you work for people.
Now I work for people. Mm-hmm. But
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's America. We got to make money.
And so the problem that you discovered was people didn't have easy access to dietitians.
That part. And dietitians really are the front line of healthcare. Insurance pays me to talk to you for 1 hour every single week, usually like 26 sessions a year, which is, you could see me every other week, where your physician can only talk to you for 7 to 12 minutes. So if I'm doing my job correctly, and I am, you tell me everything. And then you allow me to coordinate care with your physician. So I keep less acute patients out of the physician's office. The more acute patients can be seen in a timely way. And I can collaborate and quarterback for you so that you actually do get the proper outcomes and you get seen in real time. I do it for myself, actually. I've done it for myself so many times. So I had breast cancer. From the time I got diagnosed to the time I had my first surgery was like 3 weeks. Would have been shorter, but they thought that they had found something. Or just recently, I had a high blood pressure, high heart rate, but I had some like traumatic grief things happening in our family in the early part of the year. And so my pressure was up because I was so stressed out and I couldn't find the space and the capacity. You're running a startup, you're doing all of these things. And I was like, I'm going to solution this. Let me try. And talking to the doctors, no, I don't have high blood pressure. My blood pressure is perfect. This is fine. Then I get an echo and they're like, there's something on your pancreas. They're like, you're going to have to wait like 6 months. I'm like, hello, can I please? So I went this morning and then the head of the suite, I texted him. I was like, just to be like, yo, what's up, dude? Hey, Barry Burson. I always say his name wherever I am because that guy actually also helped save my life. But I'm like, yo, dude, I'm here. He's like, girl, why? I was like, there's a cyst on my pancreas. He's like, before I walked out the door, he was like, this is an incidental finding. We will see you in 1 year. You're clear. Thanks. So then I text my doctor and I say, it's an incidental finding. I don't have anything wrong with me. She's like, so now you're brokering your own information.
Somebody has to do it.
Somebody has to do it. Yeah. And that's what we want to do for people because people don't have high health literacy. They don't understand how they can collaborate with their physicians. They're afraid. They just say, oh, the doctor said this, and then I'm just going to go do it. And maybe that's right, and maybe that's not. And there's a way to have a conversation. And so I just wanted to provide that to the 300 million Americans that deserve that. And does it matter if you have $20 at the end of the week and you can't read and you live in a food desert, or you take the Blade helicopter to the Hamptons? You should be treated the same.
And so what was the solution that you initially launched?
Yeah, so we were just like, okay, we're just telehealth, registered dietitians. Everybody use your insurance. 93% of our patients exercise their insurance benefits. 80% of our patients come from physicians. So it was this feedback loop. And then everybody was like, where are the AI agents? How are you going to scale this? And I'm like, guys, fam, AI can't do everything.
And they definitely shouldn't do medicine.
I mean, I feel good when I go get my mammogram and they're like, the resident looked at it, the attending looked at it, and the AI looked at it 10 times. I feel good. Yeah. That makes me feel good. Yeah. I feel good when my clinician is talking to me and the scribe is just in the back. So they're paying attention to what it is I'm saying. That feels good. I do not think you saw this business that's like, oh, we just gave $100 million for a seed AI, like therapy company. And I'm like, feels weird.
People are already starting to use ChatGPT for that. Correct. And it's already causing problems. So I'm saying maybe it can help us. It can enhance things. With a person involved.
But you cannot take people out of this because food is very personal. And everybody has to eat multiple times a day. Mm-hmm. So that's it. And that's what I wanted. I don't want you to feel shame because you don't understand food. Mm-hmm. I don't want you to feel shame because you're like, hey, all I have is a food desert, and like, is it okay for me to eat this kind of yogurt? Please help me. Like, I have SNAP benefits. Great, let me help you make that work. Yeah, I wanted to do that for people, and so that was how it came about.
And so you initially launched. Did you already have people on board, like the insurance carriers, so that they always could use insurance?
Yes, we always had the insurance carriers. So Tamara and I had the insurance carriers. We hired 2 people, another person in New Jersey, my best friend for 30 years, Robin, and this girl, Marissa Silver. Damn it, Marissa Silver. She moved to Florida with her like hedge fund husband, but if she want to come back and work, she can, and she has 2 kids now, but she's lovely and she was wonderful. And we just like went to it. And then, because I was the internship director at NYU, so all of my like best students started messaging me being like, hey, I heard you have a private practice. Can I come work for you? And I was like, I mean, you can, but like you eat what you kill. Like I don't have it like that. Like you see patients, we get paid, you get paid. Like that's it. And they're like, okay, because COVID was it. They didn't want to be in the hospital anymore. And I hired every amazing dietitian that I knew that would come because there are a lot of good ones that still work at the hospital and won't work for me, and they're good friends. But they just came in and I was like, great, let's do it. And we just built this thing and it was awesome and fun.
And so how did the business model evolve from it just being, okay, this is a private practice to like, now this is a like health tech company?
Yeah. So, we're getting investors coming in. They give us this money. I think at first we raised like, I don't know, maybe we raised like 3.75 million. And then Blue Cross Blue Shield came in like maybe 4 or 5 months after the first close. And we had been talking to them, but then the partner at that time had something happened in his family. Someone passed away. So he like went dark for a while. And then he came back and he was like, hey, I'm really sorry. So then he like immediately gave us like a bump up in valuation, gave us an extra $1.5 million and was like, we want to solution the reduction in the total cost of care. And I believe that you are the only ones that are going to help us do it. Because all the people are coming up, right? We have our competitors who exist now and are all Harvard bros, Y Combinator.
But they came after you.
They came after me.
Okay.
And they're all worth $1 billion, $500 million, people with class action lawsuits, all the things. You can read about that. I'm not telling you something new. They were like, yo, these guys can't do it. And I was like, okay. And so I just set out to be a healthcare company. And that's what we did. And that felt like, oh, I'm going to get in here. And then it was like, well, how are you doing this? Like, first, I need every doctor, at least in this New York City metro area, to have my name on their lips. And that is what we first did. And then as we raised capital, we went about like the tech piece, right? And so it was okay, fine. It is having a scribe, smart scheduling, all of that tooling. And we still have some more things in the back that we're excited to bring forth. But at the end of the day, it was still just, how do we give the best possible care to people? It doesn't have to be sexy. It doesn't have to be flashy. It doesn't have nothing crazy. Something that people can anchor themselves to. I'm a human. I have health insurance. I have an elevated A1C or I have high blood pressure. And can I work with someone to get it down before I go on medication? Great. That was it.
Yeah.
So simple.
Yeah.
That's all we want to do.
And then, so you have the telehealth. Then you also do you have people who have their own private practice who are then also just using it as like a SaaS solution in the back?
Nope. We are all W-2 employees.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And although there are some things in the pipeline, because we're seeing that, like our denial rates, I'll say it because you don't know how I do it, they're less than 1%. That's not industry standard. My competitors are like 10, 15, 20%. They don't have Audrey. Audrey's my cousin. She's never leaving. Don't even bother calling her. Like my dad and her mom are brother and sister.
Okay.
Yeah. So like it's not
happening
at all. But like we were like, why don't we just be an MSO for these guys then?
What is an MSO?
So it's like the managing services operator. So like we will bill for you. We'll do all these things. And you just come in and we'll give you community. We'll show you how to get increased fee for service. We will show you how to run like us. And we're like, hey, we're going to give you all of the assets for your Instagram, for your TikTok. We're going to take care of all of it for you. All you got to do is see patients, run your brand, get your brand deals, and go home at night and let us take care of it for you. Because we are clinicians and we know what clinicians want. And so all my competitors, they're flashy and they're up and they're down and all these things. But, they're out here talking about Noom drops. Guys, GLP-1s do not survive the acidic environment of the stomach. So taking a drop, it's not going to work. But do you? Call me when it doesn't work. I'm going to help.
And so, okay, so you were able to get almost $1 million before you raised capital.
I made $934,000, $48,000 profit.
Oh,
yep.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
And so how did you actually get those early customers to join?
I went to every doctor I had ever worked with in New York City, literally went into their offices, like made appointments. And I'm like, I'm not here for an appointment. And they're like, why are you here? I'm like, because I started a startup and I need you to send me patients. And they're like, tell me more. Okay. And that was it. And they started sending patients because we closed the loop. We didn't try to sell their patients anything weird. We told them what was up. We picked up the phone and called them to say like, hey, your patient has this, this, and this. Like we're sending them back. Please get them in a timely way. So now like, if you want an appointment with a doctor in New York City, even the ones with closed books who take cash, call me. I will get them to see you and maybe for free. I'm not even kidding because it's that kind of relationship back and forth. And that is what we did. And honestly, I didn't hire a marketer until like 18, 20 months ago.
Wow. And you've already raised a Series A.
Correct.
Okay. See, that is something that like I would never think of because that's the first thing people hire for marketing.
Let me tell you. Actually, and I'll give it to you too later, but there's a company out there, they're called Moonvine, and they are doing this solution, which is like awesome. It's an AI. This is where I'm like, yes to AI.
Yes.
Every week, and it's a month, I think it's like $400 a month. They send you a deep dive on all of your competitors, what your website did, what their website did, what your opportunities are, how you can solution them, what is the first thing that they would do. Guys, that is what you buy. That is what you pay for when you first start running your business, because $400 a month, no problem. And even if every month you only take one insight from that. What's 400 times 12 versus, guys, a CMO wants $600,000 a year. And half the time they're just employing contractors and there's no continuity. So like some solutions like that are the things that you need. And that's the thing. I was like, I'm just going to ride these coattails. I'm on TV. I'm writing articles. I'm doing master classes. I'm on Dr. Oz. Like, okay, guys, let's like just ride that wave. And so if you can get yourself into this thought leadership, if you can go to events, talk to people, you can ride it pretty far.
Yeah.
And that was the other thing that really got investors like hot. They're like, what's up? Where's your marketer? I'm like, I don't need a marketer. They were like, what? I'm like, we're here with no marketing. They're like, no, come on. I'm like, it's like, I don't know. We'll get that in like the back half of 23. They were like, really? And we're like, maybe 24. I don't know. We'll let you know. Yeah. We're like, you don't need anybody. We did like some contracting thing here or hire someone to help you out with some like specific,
social or something.
Yeah, something specific in a specific point in time. Fine. You need someone to do a brand, some like a logo. All right. Like that stuff. But full time, no.
So how did you build your team? Like who were the first few people
all my friends,
that you hired?
My friends and my family.
Wait, so how do you do that though? Because I actually won't work with friends.
That's smart. That's smart. I have not had it have friction.
Okay.
Because everybody understands the rules. And like, you know, like my best friend Robin, she was working with us and it was like, yo, you need like 13 Robins and you're at $13 million. Because Robin on her own was like trending towards $1 million because she just held it down, right? She was like, okay, Tuesday to Thursday, I'm going to work 8 to 8, like boop, boop, done.
Yeah.
And that was that. And also she had run a family business. So she helped us with operating. My cousin Audrey, you know, did beauty in New York City for 25 years. I would watch her get like literally like teenagers spend like $300 on like lipstick. You're like, what is happening here? So and her brain worked, right? So she would just answer the phone and then, you know, the same doctor was sending patients. And then she would call that doctor and be like, hey, you sent these patients. Here's what's happening. You know, all these people who wanted you to win. My best students who were like, yeah, this is great. Like, let's build it. And that worked. And when people wanted to move on or whatever, there was no like, it's not tension. It's just like, okay, I got you to this point. And it got to certain inflection points. Investors started to ask for more things. And some people, you know, they come to you and they're like, girl, you know, I love you, but like, I was here up until this point. I'm out. I get you. So yeah, there has not been friction. It's been like actually pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe friction from the investors sometimes because they're like, who is that person? I'm like, my cousin. They're like, who is that person? I'm like, my cousin. They're like, who's that person? I'm like, my cousin? But I'm like, my cousin gets paid $25 an hour. And they're like, yeah. Like,
okay.
You know, yeah. It's like nobody I know, their pockets are, no one's making $600,000 a year when their last name is Artiega Rissetto. So we're good.
Okay.
But that's the stuff you got to watch.
Okay. Fair enough.
Looking like, whose pockets are you lining? Literally no one's.
Okay.
Yours, DC. That 10 times 10.
Yes. And so you start having VCs reach out to you, and how do you even like vet those incoming? Because I'm assuming you didn't know anything about venture capital. So when you start having those initial calls, like what are you even thinking? You
know, in the beginning, right? Because you need that money. I'm sure you have this experience is that you just need one train to pull you out of the station, right?
Yeah.
So you're kind of like, I don't really know. Like, I just need somebody to write a term sheet. I'm going to ask, I'm going to talk to all these people. I don't know anything about them, and I'm just going to find out later. But the guy who wrote the first term sheet for me is a guy named Charlie O'Donnell from Brooklyn Bridge Ventures.
Okay.
Who, this is so random, but he grew up with one of my really dear friends that I met while I was working at Sinai. They grew up together in Brooklyn, went to the same like elementary school. But he went to Fordham with me, and he was a year behind me. And we get on the call, and we kind of make that connection. And then he's like, I'm a straight shooter and I like you and I'm interested in this business. And so I'm going to write you the term sheet and I'm going to write you a $300,000 check. So while he didn't write the largest check, people respect him. He's very well known. He's very smart. He has been in venture for a while and that was it. Then the dominoes started to fall. And then I've had to like make room for people. I've been oversubscribed many, many times and just, I'm like, okay. And then I start to vet people out, right?
Okay, yeah.
Then you're like, okay, I got Collide. I got Collab. These people are like, I got Jewel. I got Aaron.
You're stacked.
I know. I got Brian Hollins. Everyone's like, Brian Hollins is your investor? I'm like, I know, guys. He's very nice. He's there. Aaron is nice too. Everyone's really lovely. So yeah, like getting people like Monique from Cake, these guys like want to help you. So I'm telling you now, if you guys want looking for investment, like call these dudes because they get in it with you for sure. Like Like I had cancer in 2023 and none of these people let me down. None of them. Some of them are like, you have bills, I'll pay your bills. And I'm like, thank you. I have that, which is really nice, right? Like, of course, you know, they want to make sure I have space to think and like, so I can't have something hanging over my head. I was like, guys, I also have health insurance. They're like, we don't just like, you know, but
look at the health insurance.
Yeah, like we got you if there's extra. But like, you know, me going to, you know, Collide, Aaron Samuels, I'm like, yo, you got to like interview these people because I can't do it. And he's like, okay, I'll let you know. Right? Like stuff like that. And they're like, yes, we will help you. We will go through the model. And those people did hold me up. And so then, you know, and then what I do is pay it forward, which is give these guys investments to LPs, right? Like I have gone to LPs and say like, these like Jewel from Collab, that woman says she wants to invest in people like me and she actually does it. So you need to keep investing in her because I have encountered many VCs that say what she's saying and they are not doing it. And they're like, okay, period. And then she'll be like, thank you so much for that reference. I believe that put me over the line. And I'm like, thank you so much. You know, she's like very proper and perfect and beautiful. The other day I was like, oh, Jewel, I'm with my dad. And she's like, he's so cute. And I'm like, Dad, my investor says you're cute. He's like, show me her picture. I was like, oh boy. And he was like, you see, I told you how cute I am. I'm like, yeah, I know. And so yeah, like when you find them, and some of them are shitheads. Yeah. I have had that.
Did you have a few?
I've got
that was before you started vetting.
Yeah, because they're like, you got to let everybody in.
Yeah.
Unless you went to Harvard and you're Y Combinator and like you got Maverick behind you, you got to be like, okay, come on in, guys. And then I'll start to suss it out. Yeah. And then, you know, the people you spend more time with versus not. And then the people that, you know, really have your back, you just like send them out for you to be your bulldogs, and they do it. Yeah. Yeah.
And do you think, because, you know, the people that you're naming who've really been in your corner, they're Black investors.
Yes.
So do you feel like that's part of the reason why you're getting that type of feeling of like, wow, they really care about me. They're really supporting me.
I think that is who they are. And I think they are very particular in who they are investing in. And so, they want to have a relationship. I have Black investors too that scream at me and I'm like, that's bye. This is unpleasant. And like, you know, like white women who are like, I got you, V. Like, you know, so it doesn't, I have seen all kinds for sure. It just speaks to like who they are. I also believe, you know, like Jewel was an operator. She's a technical founder. Aaron and, Aaron started Blavity and Afrotech, right? And Brian. And so they know how to operate. They've been in it. They've been in the shit. They know what it's like. Sometimes you hear Aaron Samuels talk about being a founder and just being like, and then I had like $500,000 and I'm looking around and I'm like, well, this money is going to be gone in 9 months. So like, what am I going to do? And so they get what you're going through. So I feel like then they're coming in to spend more time and give more support as opposed to someone who's never operated before, but has just gone through like the VC channel or the investment banking channel. They just look at things very differently.
Yeah, that is a privilege to have operators as investors.
1,000%.
I don't have any.
Girl, and it is dark when they are not operators. That's why I had to put some of these people. I was like, I know you're not a board member, but you got to observe because these people out here have never had a job. Like I need to. Can you help me? They're like, yes.
It's like the 21-year-olds going to McKinsey to tell these multi-million-dollar companies how to fire half of their staff.
Insane. Or like some of these founders that you hear, it's like 29 years old, triple unicorn. And they're like, it's like, yes, it's hard work. What you're doing is hard work. And there was a little bit of luck.
Oh, absolutely.
So like, you're very young and you actually didn't have like all of this experience to come and like it came really fast and there's probably many, many blind spots. And I'm going to say because of where you are, these guys have padded you so much so you don't fall. Yeah. So like, guys, look, see, I'm just telling the truth.
Look, I like it.
Nicely.
I like it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You don't even have to be nice.
I mean, it could get dark. Okay. I'm trying to be positive these days.
And so did you run a real process for that first like round, or was it kind of like it just ended up Charlie came in and then after that it's some intros? Or
I ran a process. I talked to like 7 people a day.
Okay.
It was really haphazard. I had like a little like sheet. I had somebody alongside me working with me. I won't talk about what happened to him afterwards, but needless to say, he's running something else, pretending like it was his idea. But that's fine. I'm happy for him. He taught me how to fundraise, so that was that.
Okay.
But then actually, once we raised that first round, and then Rethink Impact came in, so like Heidi Patel, Jenny Abramson, and then when we went to raise again, Heidi was like, you know, you got to run this like really tight process. And so she sent us this spreadsheet, and I was like, oh, this thing is magical. So like we use the spreadsheet, you're tagging your investor. I'm going to send it to you. You're going to be like, wow, this thing is.
Oh, I'm going to send you mine.
Send it to me.
My investors asked for mine because I'm type A and a Virgo. They started using mine for their capital raise.
Oh, wow. When's your birthday?
August 27th.
Girl, my partner is August 28th, so I see you.
Do you see?
I see you. I'm a Scorpio, and like I thought I was like, well, this thing was like crazy. So I need to see yours because many founders are like, what is this? And I'm like, I know.
It's on Airtable.
Yeah. Shit. Well, I'm just in Excel. And I'm like, here you go. Okay. Here's my blurb. Here's where I'm docking. Here's who you're color coded. Yep. Yes, no. Here's the tag. And people are like, shit. And when people are like, you didn't send me, I'm like, yes, I did. And I tagged you and it's in the spreadsheet. Go in the spreadsheet.
Yep.
Then afterwards, we run the process, we raise, we're oversubscribed. And Heidi's like, thank you so much for using the spreadsheet. And I'm like, do people not use the spreadsheet when you send it? And she's like, girl, people like ignore me. I'm like, wait, word? Because you just like literally you've given me like $7 million. So it's like kind of hard to ignore you. She's like, yeah, that's why I fuck with you. And like, I don't fuck with a lot of people. I'm like, I got it. Okay. Because I was like, I didn't know it was optional. She was like, it is optional. I was like, oh, yeah, you're going to have to let me know that. Because I'm like, a good girl who does as the adults tell her to do kind of thing. But yeah, that you have to run a process or you don't know who you're talking to or what they said or who knows what or what check, follow on. How can you just have it in your brain?
I mean, some people are just
gifted.
Yeah.
Not me.
And so for your processes, how long did it take you to raise that first one? And then how was it different raising those like seed rounds compared to a Series A, which I think I saw in an interview, you said like less than 15% of startups end up raising a Series A.
That's right. Less than 15%.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when you're pre-seed and seed, it's really fun. And everyone's just like, I just want to be nosy. Here's the $1 million. Here's $1.5 million. Here, I've talked to you one time. Literally, I talked to people one time. And they're like, great, I'm going to give you $500,000. And I'm like, cool.
What are you saying in those conversations? Because I haven't had that fortune.
Oh, that was early days. That's not today. Girl, that ship has sailed, babe. That ship, that is over. And I've said that before too. I'm like, so weird. Like people literally, they give you $1 million, talk to them twice. And now they're like, I'm going to give you $33,000. I need to know your mother's social security number. And you're like, okay.
You know, an investor asked me for my social security number.
I bet.
During due diligence. They didn't even end up investing. I don't know who is using my social security number now, but I'm sure it's somebody.
Oh my God. Yeah. So yeah, it's intense. So like Series A, seed and pre-seed was like super fun, super easy. Maybe for pre-seed, even though we were profitable, whatever, pre-seed, we started in September of 21 and September of 20. Yeah, September of 21. And in December 27th, 2021, I got my first check from Leslie Feinzeg of Graham and Walker. She wired me $250,000. And then Charlie, like everybody came after, right? Like, okay, she was like, I'm sending you the money now. I gotta get it out now. Yep. Okay, great. So that was fine. Then Doba comes in. Then it's like, okay, this is all like 2022. Then in February of 23, we're oversubscribed again. Mm-hmm. We win the NFLPA pitch day. I'm literally at the NFLPA pitch day and like football players have their checks out, like checkbooks, like, can I write you a check? And I'm like, hello, Rethink, Impact, HealthWorks. These people want to give me more money. They're like, no.
I didn't even know that was a thing. Wait, so the NFL has something where
they have an
founders can pitch for investment.
Yep. So NFL Players Association has a pitch day like right before the Super Bowl. Super fun.
Wow.
And like we get in there. We're like, there's like people who like won Shark Tank. I'm like, I just go and pitch because it's like practice. I'm like, I'm gonna not win. And then I'm like, why is everyone looking at us? And they're like, Culina Health. I'm like, oh shit, I just won $50,000 from NFL Players Association. Okay, right? So I'm like high on life right now. And I'm like, okay, cool. Then all right, we're oversubscribed. Then I get cancer. And then that's like May. I have surgeries. And then like mid-June after my surgery, our investors are like, yeah, it's going to be a bloodbath back half of the year. Can you get some more money? I'm like, oh, like that money that I could have gotten in February when I didn't know I was sick. People were handing it to me.
You told me to turn down.
Okay. But then Collab came in. It was kind of funny. The last, the second surgery that I had, they have something like very celebratory when they give you money and like everybody gets on a Zoom and celebrates and I'm in like a gown and they don't know that I'm sick. And I'm like, hi, I'm just having an ambulatory surgery. And my surgeon is like, I was like, girl, I got to get this money. She was like, I don't even, you, something wrong with you. Like, okay,
Did you feel like you had to conceal it?
Yes, I was afraid, and I felt, and like the thing was, is I knew I was going to be well. Like after the second surgery, I knew, okay, I'm okay. Then very quickly, like maybe a month later, I got on with Jewel, and I was like, okay, hi, I just want you to know that I have cancer. I'm like undergoing chemo. It's like early stage. I'm going to be okay, but like I didn't know. And she was like, oh, she's like, I wish you had told me, because, but you know, some people get spooked. I did tell an investor, hey, I'm at the tail end of my treatment. Like I'm fine, like early stage. And they were like, oh, we're going to give you money. And the next day after I told them, they were like, we're not giving you money. We can't really get it over the line with the business model. And I was like, uh-huh.
Oh, the business model that you've been looking at since the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But then when it was time for the A, that's when it went sideways. Because we did what we were supposed to do, right? They're like $5 million in ARR, 3,500 sessions a month. Like that's Series A territory. Mm-hmm. I met with 127 investors, and they were all saying no.
Why?
Because I'm not the one. My competitors are the one.
Who are white men?
White men.
Who've raised probably an insane amount of money.
Hundreds of millions of dollars, billions in valuation. I have my patients stay on an average of 5 to 6 sessions. They stay on 1 to 2. We have tight quality control. We have impact report. These guys, they just let anybody on. They do not quality control. They don't, like it's and you can watch the tape of like my biggest competitor and I on stage at Health, and everybody being like, they're like, what are your parting thoughts? And he was like, I'm mad that the avatar that you made of me doesn't look like me. Oh. That is a person whose business is worth $1 billion. And the moderator was like, and I was like, yes, girl, go ahead. Come ask me the question now. Ask me the question. People cheering for me and the line. And everybody just looking at him. And you know what? It's a big fuck you to me, because who the fuck do I think I am to sit on that stage next to him and know more about him than healthcare, and to actually be running a healthcare company and to not have as big of investors as he has. So I need to sit the fuck down and shut up. And I say that all the time. I'm like, and so I'm being punished for this, that I'm Black, that I'm a woman, and that I will take him out and all of the competitors any day. They cannot stand next to me to talk about this industry because they actually don't know. All they ever have are canned responses. It's just, what did somebody make you memorize before you got on this stage? Somebody asks me a question, I'm like, oh, it lives in the recesses of my brain because I'm a clinician and I have experience. But okay, keep rewarding those guys.
And so how did you actually get investors that you raised your Series A from to understand that?
Just said it like that.
Okay.
Yeah, like I've heard shit like, can you say it without a chip on your shoulder? I'm like, no. Actually, you know what? That's who you should bet on every time. Me, because I have some shit to prove. That's it.
I mean, Jalen Brunson just brought us our first championship in 53
That
years.
energy. And girl, that's the energy I'm trying to bring. Like, I'm just trying to get it where it's like, showed you. And like, I don't need to be a $1 billion business. I actually don't care. I'm actually just trying to do good work for people. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's what should come through. And people should be like, actually, we want to go with somebody who has morals and integrity and cares about human beings and also can run a business. And like, that's the thing. It's like, oh, Vanessa, what are you doing? Where are you going? I'm like, is anyone asking these people who are spending like $250,000 to have lunch with RFK? Like, I feel like that's a mismanagement of the investor's money. That feels stupid, especially because you're not necessarily going to talk to him. Actually, I engaged lobbyists and I'm going to talk with him in 3 weeks. So
look at that.
And actually, they want my advice. His whole team wants my advice on how they can get this M&T Act bipartisan acceptance. I didn't pay anybody to do that. I just talked to them.
Yeah, because you're about the work.
Correct.
Yeah.
But being about the work isn't always rewarded.
No. So you also have investors who are strategics that you brought in. Why'd you feel like that was important? How's that helped?
Yeah, so like having HealthWorks, right? Blue Cross Blue Shield, then being able to be the nutrition provider for their Payvider. And now we are going to be coming out to market with a whole wraparound service, and we're going to utilize the Payvider from the payer. This carries so much more weight. So now the health systems, even though the health systems are engaged with us, right? Like 54% of my business comes from One Medical. I just inked a deal with one of the health systems in New Jersey, right? Like, so they know that they can trust us. And so now we're going to go back, like, look at the proof points. Look at what we did and proved with this insurance payer. Like, insurance payers are risk averse. They don't invest in anybody that they don't think has the stuff or isn't doing the things the right way. So you can trust this. And that actually is what keeps us in the game. Because at the end of the day, when I report on my impact, people are like, well, these people are still standing and HealthWorks keeps coming in. So they must be on some path. And that's it. But that sucks that I need to have more people behind me to give you my worth and value, and these guys can just like walk around and you just believe them
and just have an inflated company value.
Just because they exist.
Yeah,
it's weird.
And so I know you mentioned you don't need it to be $1 billion company, and I'm curious about what, number one, do you tell investors that, and how do they feel about that?
They're like, what?
Exactly. Yeah, I know that's not it.
I'm like, okay, well, guys, then we got to get like new codes, like, because fee for service nutrition dietitian, like. Blended across, it's $120.
Yeah. So
how do we make the math, y'all? Mm-hmm. So like, then it is employer, it is, more enterprise solutions, things that we have. So like, yes, there is sightline to where it could be that, but like, I don't know. If it needs to be $1 billion, it feels like it's gonna be like way more stress.
I think so.
And I have a kid going to high school.
Oof.
I had cancer. I'm good, y'all. Like, if somebody tells me tomorrow this thing is worth $500 million, I'm telling you now, and be like, listen, I'm gonna be chairman of the board. Find somebody else. Call me if you want me to go on the stage and debate the people. But all this day to day, I'm not doing it because I saw how y'all acted in the series. Hey, I didn't like it, so I'm gone. I'm out.
I want y'all to understand, y'all can't say these things to your investors.
No, don't say them.
Because
they will fire you.
She got a different type of steez because she's doing great.
Yeah, yes.
Don't try these at home.
No, don't do it. Do not do it. You want to know why? Because they will be like, we got to make a board motion and get rid of this motherfucker. Like, straight up. But these people, they know, like, I kind of have them by the ball.
Yeah. You're doing great, too. So that you can say things like this.
Correct. And also, like, I am squeaky clean.
Yeah.
I am the person, I'm not even kidding. Like, I had a lumpectomy at 10 a.m. and at 3 p.m. I was on a fundraising call, unfazed.
Yeah.
My investors could be like, fuck you, Vanessa. And then they like put me on a stage and I'm like, hello, let me tell you all the great things. Like, no one else can do that. Like when it was like, this person had cancer and raised $12 million, like Brian Holland was like, no one works harder than Vanessa Rissetto. And I'm like, this is facts. And that's it. So they all know that. They're like, well, she says that stuff. I do it also to like manage their expectations.
Okay.
Leave me alone, y'all. I'm not giving you $1 billion. So when I do give you $1 billion, you will think of me better.
Yeah.
And if I don't, I've been telling you this shit for the last 6 years. So you're not going to be surprised. That's it.
And is that how you balance kind of also making sure that you stay true to the mission and making sure that people are healthy and not just worried about, let me get this unicorn status and sacrifice?
Yes,
that?
I am never, I think I am like, guys, I tell you this all the time. I'm like, if this shit burns to the ground, the literal only thing I have is my license, and I will have to use that license to get a job. If I'm out here doing all kinds of whatever fuckery, nonsense things that you non-operators are trying to tell me to do who don't know anything about healthcare, I'm gonna be in trouble. Because are you gonna give me a job? Probably not. So I'm not doing it. And I've like stayed on that line for so long. It pisses them off. Mm-hmm. Or I'll say things like, I don't really know. And they're like, what do you mean you don't know? You say $100 million. You say $60 million. That's the floor. Okay. Well, help me get to the ceiling, y'all. Let's go. Is it with your money? Is it with your time? Is it with your friends? I have no idea how it is you're going to help me do this.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you now, you're going to put pressure on the insurance company. The payer is sitting right here looking me in my face. And she's like, V, I love you, but like, I can only do so much. Okay. Yeah. I just live in reality. Mm-hmm. And my competitors are like, well, competitors are worth $1 billion. I'm like, I don't know what they're doing. Somebody get their books and then we could talk. I said it. I'll say it again. Go get their books and we'll talk.
And put their books up against my book.
Correct. I'm going to tell you about the bad debt and all the other things that we are going to see. Mm-hmm. It's okay.
Well, I want to get into a lightning round with you,
sure,
which I think is going to be very fun.
Yeah.
So it's keeping the answers in less than 10 seconds if you can.
I can do it.
Okay. What's the most overrated diet trend right now?
Oh my God, this like carnivore diet? Exactly. You just eat raw meat.
As in don't cook it? Mm-hmm. Is that Okay.
I don't know, but you're supposed to eat vegetables.
Yeah.
It's not good for your biome. Like, you're going to get cancer, but like, okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What's one food people unfairly think is unhealthy?
What food do people think is unhealthy? Oh, fruit. You know, like, you hear people, they're like, oh, like the fructose and
Too much sugar.
Yeah, you're like, guys, a Snickers and an apple are not the same.
Okay.
There's fiber here. There's antioxidants. There's vitamins. There's minerals. So that's just different. That's different. Yes, there's sugar naturally occurring. This is added. So, you know,
Yeah.
pick your poison.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What's one thing you wish everyone knew about nutrition?
That it's not one size fits all. Whatever, it's personal to you.
Okay.
Maybe your thing is elevated, your high blood pressure. That is your concern. You don't want that. And okay, fine. But like, maybe your mom, it's that she has this 15 pounds that she's wanted to lose forever. It's different.
It's based on your goals.
Based on your goals.
Okay. What's one metric you think founders obsess over too much?
Valuation.
Because it's not real.
It's not real. What the fuck?
It's play.
That's when people go on Shark Tank. I watch this show with my kids all the time. I'm like, here we go. What are your sales? 0. Then, girl, how you have $100 million valuation?
They have the craziest valuations on Shark Tank
ever. It's so crazy. It's not real. I've had to explain this to, like, you know, muggles, like our friends. It's like, you're worth, the first valuation we had was 8 million pre 11.75 million post. And it was like, but wait, you've only ever made $934,000. What are you talking about? I'm like, I don't know, times 10.
It was on a safe though.
Yeah,
right?
It was on a safe.
Yeah.
Like, he'll convert. Like, don't worry about it. And
exactly.
everyone's like, what are the words you're saying? I'm like, it doesn't matter. Don't care. So they're like, so these companies worth $1 billion. I'm like, have not ever made $1 billion
in life.
ever.
Probably
And
won't get there.
Never will get there.
Yeah.
Or Omada spent $635 million to make $125 million. I am not good at math. Doesn't seem like smart. But okay.
What's the most delusional thing you believed early on that helped you win?
You know, I was like, I'm gonna be a fucking unicorn. Like you gotta just go with that energy.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? You walk in the door, you're like, these people gave me money. I'm gonna sell this bitch and I'm gonna walk out of here with $20 million. Like, when you're like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna sell it in 5 years and I'm gonna have $20 million in my pocket. Yes.
And then you're going to retire.
Exactly. I was like, I'm gonna walk my dog and like bake my kids lunch.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be on that so that you can keep going.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what's one founder flex you're proud of?
That I have never, ever let anyone down. Not my family, not the people that work for us, not my friends. I don't lie, I don't beg, I don't steal. I put everybody ahead of me. And I'm proud of that. Maybe people think it's stupid, but people know that I'm on their side. My chief of staff once was like, you know what? You listen to the things that people don't pay attention to, and you give people so many chances when people would have thrown other people away. Okay, so I'm not that shitty. Come work for me. I never say people work for me. I say they work with me.
Okay.
Yeah, like stuff like that. I don't take myself too seriously because it could go away tomorrow.
Yeah.
And this was a choice.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well,
out.
Listen, I've learned so much from this conversation. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
And tell us where we can follow you, how we can support you.
Yes. Vanessa Rissetto RD. That's where you see me cooking and talking shit. Culina Health. You won't see me there that much. CulinaHealth.com. And I have a book coming out.
Oh, yes. You got a book. Tell us about the book.
Guys, I have a book deal. Simon & Schuster. Thank you very much. It's called 35 Chances, the last diet book you'll ever need. I promise it tells you how to eat. And they're supposed to send me like this week, the pre-order.
Okay.
Like the jacket is done and stuff. It's so exciting. And it'll come out in January. So guys, buy my book and make it a New York Times bestseller so then I could write the real book of what it was like to be Black, be a woman, and be sick and raise money.
Yeah, I definitely want to read that one.
That was
I'm gonna read them both.
Yeah, but
Yes.
but this other one.
But that one isn't. Yeah.
So good. So like, yeah. But yeah, I'm excited for that. So come on and find it, and we're gonna do a lot of cool 35 Chances stuff coming up. So it'll be fun.
Love that. I'm excited to read
Yeah,
it.
thank you.
And thank you, everyone, for tuning in to another episode of The First 200, where we are documenting the stories of the first 200 Black women to raise over $1 million in venture capital. You can follow us on our website at The First 200 and on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at The First 200. That's the spelled out First 200. Until next time, see ya.